the state championship game, and in that game, they will face the Star Valley Braves. Star Valley earlier today defeated Powell 46-42 in the other boys' semifinal game. So Star Valley moves into the championship game, and Powell moves to the third place game. Both of those at the Casper Events Center tomorrow. And the winner of this game advances into the state champion. The loser of the game tonight will play Powell in the third place game tomorrow at Casper Events Center. We'll kind of go over what all has happened here at the 3A state tournament and some other scores for you. Coming up at halftime, we'll do that. Right now, let's take a look at our two teams here tonight. The Glenrock Herders and Douglas Bearcats, certainly no strangers to each other, as the Bearcats and Herders, longtime cross-county rivals. They've played a lot of big games over the years, but they haven't had one this big in quite a while, I don't think. In the semifinals of the state tournament here in Casper, the teams have played now a total of 3 times already on the season. This will be the 4th time. In the first game between the two teams on January 24th in Glenrock, it was a hard-fought, pretty defensive battle. Coach Yeaman was disappointed in the way his Bearcats played, and Glenrock came out with a 63-57 win in that, as Jake Hager and Marty Miller were their usual strong selves, and they got some pretty good performances all around in that game. Leading scorers for Douglas in that game, Tom Tomlin had 16, Nathan Rolfe and Hardy with 13 apiece in that game. The second meeting between the two teams was something different altogether. 2 weeks later in Douglas, the Douglas Bearcats on their home floor ran past Glenrock 84-46 as they got a balanced scoring attack. Mike Lehman leading the way with 17 points. Chris Caskey had 14, Todd Welch 12, Hardy 11, and Nathan Rolfe 10 in that game, as the Bearcats had an easy time in that contest and won at 84-46. Chris Herron, a big game, got a lot of points late in the game, finished with 17, and Jake Hager didn't have a whole lot of points, but played his usual outstanding game in that one, as the Herders, their biggest loss of the season, there against Douglas. Then the teams met just 1 week ago, in fact, as the Bearcats and Herders squared off in the regional tournament in the semifinal game. It was a really intense defensive effort, and Douglas came out on top 53-49 in that one. It was another balanced scoring attack for Douglas, as Nathan Rolfe had 14 points, John Hardy had 12, and if I can find it real fast, we'll look at the totals from that game, and we'll tell you how many Glenrock had in that game, if I can find it here real quickly, and we'll take a look at that for you. Very well-played game. Kind of expect the same kind of game in this one. Jake Hager had 23 points in that game between these two teams 1 week ago. Brian Martinson scored 10 points, and Marty Miller in foul trouble and not shooting very well that game, was held to 7 points, was only 1 of 7 from three-point range in that third meeting between these two teams 1 week ago. Once again, the score there was Douglas 53, Glenrock 49. The teams come in. Douglas, the second seed from the East, they defeated Jackson yesterday 79-66 and now have a 15-7 overall record. Glenrock came in as the 4th seed from the East. They upset the top seed, Lander, last night 67-60 in a game that people have been talking about quite a bit here today. An impressive outing by the Herders, as they won at 67-60 over Lander. Glenrock with now an overall record of 17-5 on the year. We'll get set for the playing of our national anthem, a look at our starting lineup, and also the opening tip coming up after we take this 60-second timeout.
Curtin's Liquor in Douglas, where they're always high in spirits. Old Silas says, go Bearcats and show them what spirit is all about. This message is brought to you from Old Silas and Curtin's Package Liquor. Dean Gully Motors, proud to support Douglas youth at all their endeavors, academic, community projects, and sports. Dean Gully Motors wishes the girls and boys basketball teams the best of luck at regionals. Come home number 1.
My Realty Company in Douglas wants to be your realty company. Call any one of the complete real estate professionals at 358-6442. My Realty Company.
M&G Oil Field Service in Glenrock proudly supports Herder Sports. M&G Oil is behind you all the way. Best of luck at the state basketball tournament. Power Resources. Highland Uranium Project, happy to support the Glenrock Herders. Power Resources, dedicated to living and working in Congress County for a better economy and a safe environment. Good luck, Herders. And Fitz Construction, for all your general contracting needs in Glenrock. wishing the Glenrock Hurdle boys basketball team the best of luck at the state tournament.
Gymnasium on the campus of Casper College. As we are getting set for the presentation of our flags and the playing of our national anthem, we'll have a Girl Scout troop from Casper here presenting our Wyoming and United States flag. And await the playing of our national anthem here as we get set for a semifinal action here at the 3A state tournament. The Douglas Bearcats and Glenrock Herders. We have the flags coming out onto the court now. That didn't sound much like the national anthem, did it? Let's try it again.
We might just have to have you sing it for us.
I don't think we want that. Okay, so then we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance instead. Pledge of Allegiance or a national anthem, it all means the same thing basically, and now we're ready to get started. We'll get set for a look at our starting lineups here for both teams. First of all, for the Glenrock Herders, they will be in their road uniforms tonight, the purple uniforms with the white letters and gold trim, as both teams' fans get up on their feet here and get ready for the introduction of our starting lineup. It's going to be a loud one in here. We have probably half of Converse County crowding into the gym, making their way in. And first of all, for the Glenrock Herders, they will start in the backcourt. Number 23, Jake Hager, a 6-foot senior for Glenrock, averaging 26 points a game on the season for the Herders. Alongside him in the backcourt, it's number 33, Marty Miller, a 6-foot senior, averaging about 17 points per ball game. The forwards will be number 51, Brian Martinson, who had the big game last night, scoring 17 points against Lander. Martinson, number 51, a 6'2" senior. The other forward is Jason Kokas, number 31, a 6'4" senior. And in the middle, Chris Herron, number 41, a 6'4" senior for the Glenrock Herders. Head coach is Tony Lehner. For the Herders, an overall record of 17-5 on the year. And now your starting lineup for the Douglas Bearcats. In the backcourt, it will be number 22, John Hardy, a 5'10" junior. Alongside him, Nathan Rolfe, number 54, 6'1" junior for the Bearcats. Chris Caskey starts at one forward, number 23, a 5'10" senior. Mike Lehman starts in the middle, number 51, a 6'1" senior. And the other forward will be Todd Welch, number 21. He's a 6-foot senior for the Bearcats. Head coach for Douglas is Rich Yeaman after their win last night, a record of 15-7 overall on the season. And we're just about set for the tip-off here at Casper College Gymnasium. Glenrock will be going to our right in the first half, Douglas to our left. I expect a real defensive battle, something similar to what we saw a week ago when these two teams played in the regional tournament. It will be Nathan Rolfe jumping against Chris Herron. Bearcats going to the left. Herron puts it into the backcourt, and Jake Hager comes off with the ball. He's across midcourt. Bearcats in a 1-3-1 zone. Pass comes near side for Miller on the baseline for Martinson, way off the mark. And Chris Caskey pulls down the rebound. He gets it off to Hardy. Bearcats back the other way. Pass on the far side for Caskey. Open for three. Won't take it. Cross court comes to Welch. Back up top for John Hardy. Near side for Welch. Open for the three. It's off the side of the rim. No good. Lehman tries to tip it, and it goes out of bounds. Herders will play it in, just getting underway here at Casper College. Jake Hager across midcourt. Pulls up at midcourt, gets it off on the far side for Martinson. Back near side for Miller, drives past Rolfe, pulls up for the 14-footer, partially blocked by Welch. Ball loose underneath. Kokas comes up with it, can't get it. Goes up again, blocked by Nathan Rolfe. Hardy comes out with the loose ball and have to hold things up as Glenrock gets back on defense. Bearcats jumping around out there on defense. Got a couple of blocked shots that time. In fact, 3 blocked shots. Got a piece of each shot. Pass comes cross court for Caskey. 3-pointer on the baseline is short. And Kopis pulls down the rebound. He gets it off to Hager. Still no score. As Hager drives down to the far baseline, kicks it up top for Marty Miller. Back to Hager, and the pass tipped out of bounds on the far sideline by Chris Caskey. Both teams look just a little bit jumpy out there as we get started here, Ace.
Yeah, they sure do. It takes a little few minutes off the clock, and we'll get rid of those jitters and settle down, play some ball.
Miller gets the inbound. He loses it into the back court, and Jake Hager chases it down. He'll bring it back across midcourt, off to Miller on the far side. Fakes the 3, back to Hager. Back to Miller on the far side. Drives baseline, gets past Welch. Loops up a bank shot that won't go, and on the rebound, we have a jump ball called. Arrow pointing the Douglas way as Glenrock won the opening tip, so the Bearcats will play it inbounds. It's played at minute 40. Neither team has scored yet as Hardy comes across midcourt. Hardy passes on the far side for Caskey. Back up top to Hardy in the high post for Rolfe. They swing it back around to Hardy. Pass comes near side for Welch. 16-footer on the way, and Todd Welch hits it. First basket of the game, and it goes to Todd Welch. Senior for the Bearcats. Hager across midcourt. His pass tipped out of bounds here on the near sideline by Rolfe. And Glenrock will play it in. Martinson to play it in on the near sideline. He'll have Rolfe in his face. Pass comes up top for Hager. Gets it to Kopis in the high post. Down on the baseline looking for Martinson. Martinson kicks it back up to Hager. Swing it on the near side for Miller for a 3. Off the front of the rim, won't go. Caskey pulls down the rebound. Gets it off to Hardy. Bearcats back the other way. Pass inside for Nathan Rolfe. Gets double teamed, has it knocked away by Hager. Miller comes out with the loose ball. Pulls it up across midcourt, gets it to Kopis. Back to Hager on the near side. Fakes the 3, gets it in the lane for Kopis. Underneath for Heron. Shot won't go, and we have a 3-second violation. Chris Heron gets caught in there. Camped out in the lane, so the turnover by the Herders, and Douglas gets the ball back. 5:23 left in the first quarter. Hardy across midcourt into the 2-3 zone. His pass tipped by Hager. Hardy chases it back down. Gets it off on the far wing for Caskey. Back up to Hager. Back to Caskey. Back to Hardy, and he'll get it back to Caskey. Dribbles once. Now they get it in low for Lehman. High jump shot over Martinson. Won't go. Rebound tip. And Welch comes out with it for the Bearcats. They'll get it up top for Hardy. He'll try the 3. It's nothing but net. John Hardy buries the long jumper. And the Bearcats up 5-0. Hager across midcourt to Miller. Miller dribbles near side. Back up top for Jake Hager. Hager gets the screen. Dishes it off for Miller on the near sideline. 3-pointer won't go. There's Kopis. Shot is blocked by Lehman. Hager comes up with it, and he gets the first basket of the game for the Glenrock Herders. Took them 4 minutes and 3.5 minutes to score. Back the other way, Nathan Rolfe puts up a wild shot. It's banked no good, and we'll have a foul on the rebound as Martinson came down with it. I believe Rolfe will pick it up, trying to follow his shot. Nathan Rolfe picks it up, first personal and first team foul for either team here in the game. 4:18 left in the first quarter. Douglas leads it 5-2. Hager across midcourt down the far sideline, gets past Caskey. And he'll get a cross court for Miller, gets past Rolfe, but Welch there on the defense. Pass up top for Hager is over his head. It goes out of bounds. Turnover by the Herders. And we have our first substitution. Nate Dyer checks into the lineup. He'll replace Marty Miller for the Glenrock Herders. Miller 0 for 4 from the field here in the early going. We're halfway through the first quarter. Pass comes to Welch. He's open for the 3, so he'll take it. Off the back of the rim. Long rebound. Comes out to Hager. He has it knocked away from behind. Hardy comes out with the steal. Hardy running back the other way. Dishes off on the near wing for Rolfe, who loses it out of bounds on the baseline.
Didn't quite get the head on the pass there.
Yeah, looks like neither team has really quite totally settled down here yet. We've played just over half the first quarter. Hager will bring it across midcourt. Hager, I believe, played the full game last night against Lander. Pass comes to Dyer into Kopis, has trouble with it, and he'll be called for the traveling violation. Too bad, because he'd set himself up for a pretty good shot. He just had trouble hanging on to the pass when it came in and took the extra step. Douglas back the other way. Still leading at 5-2. Pass on the far side for Welch. Along the baseline up top for Hardy. Back to Welch. Thinks about the three. Now he'll get it to Lehman. Kicks it out for Hardy. Near side now for Chris Caskey in three-point range. Back up top for Hardy. Swing it over to Welch. Drives to the baseline. Back up top for Hardy. Quick pass in for Lehman. Back to Welch. 18-footer. Rims around. Won't go. Rebound tipped out to Caskey. And his shot is up and good. Nice play by Nathan Rolfe that time as he tipped the rebound out to Caskey. And Caskey follows it up from about 6 feet. Bearcats lead at 7-2. Hager gets double-teamed up top for Nate Dyer. Dyer back to Hager. He'll try the long three. Off the back of the iron, no good, and Welch pulls down the rebound. They get it into the hands of Hardy. He's across midcourt, gives it to Lehman. Lehman tries to drive, has it stripped by Dyer. He comes up with the loose ball, and he gets it off to Hager. 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Hager back the other way. Up top for Dyer. Dribbles right, fakes once, goes up, gets bumped, no call, misses the shot, rebound comes back to Dyer. Up to Hager. Hager off on the baseline for Martinson, his shot off the front of the rim, no good, and Kokos follows it up and good. Jason Kokos his first basket. Douglas lead is at 7-4 as Hardy comes back the other way, gets it on the near wing here for Caskey. Back up to Hardy in the low post for Lehman, kicks it back to Caskey, an 18-footer on the way, and it's good. Chris Caskey with 4 points, and the Bearcat lead back to 5 points. Hager back quickly the other way, pulls up on the baseline, dishes it off for Kopas. He was double-teamed, and Welch comes out with the pass, gets it off to Hardy. He rushes it up court. He'll take it all the way. Double shot is up and good on the layup. John Hardy with 5 points for the Bearcats, and they have their biggest lead at 7 points. Jake Hager back the other way. Pass on the baseline comes to Heron on the far side. Back up top to Nate Dyer. Dyer will get it to Martinson in the high post for Kopas. Back to Martinson, now to Dyer at the top of the key. He'll pull up from the free throw line. It's a little too hard. And Caskey with another rebound. Gets it off to Hardy. Pass in the post for Rolfe. Rolfe tries to take the drive and drugs that pivot foot just a little bit. Traveling violation on Nathan Rolfe. Checking in for the Bearcats, Tom Tomlin, and also David Philo, the sophomore, in for the Bearcats. They'll replace Hardy and Caskey out there. Hager back the other way. 1 minute left in the first quarter. Hager gets double-teamed and gets the pass off to Miller, who's back in. Miller in there for Heron. Hager will try the long three. It's no good. 2 herders go down on the rebound, and David Philo comes up with it. Philo across midcourt. Philo will run the offense when Hardy comes out. Pass on the far side for Caskey. I guess it was Welch who set down rather than Caskey. Back to Caskey. Gets it back from David Philo. Open from 17. Misses the shot, and Dyer pulls down the rebound. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Hager will bring it across midcourt. Gets the screen from Miller. Now kicks it off to Miller. Three-pointer on the way. He's got it. Marty Miller, you know he's going to start hitting those eventually, and he hits his first three-pointer. 11-7, Bearcats lead it. They'll have 12 seconds to work for a shot here. Pass on the near side for Tomlin. Down low for Lehman. Goes up over Martinson. Shot won't go. Kopas gets the rebound. 3 seconds left as Hager comes across midcourt. Long three-pointer hits the front of the rim just a little bit short. And our score at the end of the first quarter, the Bearcats lead it 11-7 over their cross-county rivals. The Glenrock Herders will be back after this 30-second timeout.
Good luck, Herders, from Glenrock Auto Parts, your Napa Auto Parts dealer. For quality Napa Auto Parts, see Glenrock Auto Parts, phone 436-9798. A proud supporter of the Glenrock Herders. The Four Aces Restaurant and Lounge, your center for fun in the center of town, with live music every Friday and Saturday night. The Four Aces Coffee Shop, Dining Room, and Lounge wish the Glenrock boys basketball team the best of luck at the state tournament.
The Glenrock Herders unable to find their shooting touch in that fourth quarter. Shot 3 of 17 from the field. Miller was 1 of 5. Hager was 1 of 4. Kopas 1 of 4 as they trail at 11-7 after the first quarter. Douglas shot 5 of 13 from the field. Glenrock defense looks pretty tough here in the early going. Glenrock will get the ball first as we start out this second quarter. Same 5 in there for the Herders. Hardy back in there for Douglas. Pass comes up top for Marty Miller, picked up by Hardy. Pass on the far side to Hager. He'll pull up from the long jumper on the baseline. No good. Kopis with the follow, partially blocked. Hager gets the rebound off to Dwyer, and Dwyer thought about going up for the shot and then pulled it back, and as he jumped up, he came back down with it, and that will be the traveling violation there. Tomlin checking back in quickly for the Bearcats. He'll replace Todd Welch, replaces Caskey. It's Tomlin, Rolfe, Welch, Hardy, and Lehman in the game for the Bearcats. Pass comes on the far side for Rolfe, inside for Lehman. Bank shot, leaves it a little short. Long rebound kicked out to Rolfe, and he'll be called for the traveling violation. Got double teamed there. He was not really sure what he was going to do with it, and he shuffled the feet a little bit. And we'll stop the clock here while Jason Kopis ties his shoe back the other way. 11-7, Bearcats lead it. Inbound comes to Hager. He'll work it across midcourt. Hager gets it up top for Miller. He'll try it from 3. Off the side of the rim. Kopis with another rebound. He goes back up, and he'll be fouled. Jason Kopis doing a good job on the offensive boards here for the Herders. Gets another offensive rebound, and he's fouled as he goes back up for it. They'll call the personal on Nathan Rolfe, so that's his second. He has both team fouls for the Bearcats. In a pretty cleanly played game, Douglas with just 2 team fouls. Glenrock has yet to commit a foul here in this first half. Kopis at the line for 2. The first one rims out. Kopis will get a second. Jason Kopis, 2 points. And as he sets for the second, it's on the way, and he gets that one. Pass comes the other way to Welch. Gets it in a high post for Lehman. Back to Welch on the baseline. Jumper is good. Todd Welch gets the basket, and the Bearcats have a 6-point lead. Hager back quickly the other way. Gets the pass off to Miller. Stops at the free throw line. Kicks it out to Hager for 3. Off the back of the rim. No good. Miller with the rebound. Gets double teamed. Goes up and gets grabbed. Will be either Hardy or Welch who pick up the foul. As Caskey is back in there for Rolfe after he picked up that second foul. They'll call the personal on John Hardy, his first, and the third team foul. Glenrock plays it in on the baseline. Pass comes up top for Dyer. Back to Hager. Gets the screen from Miller. Miller gets knocked to the ground. No call. Now Hager gets double teamed up top for Miller. Gets past Hardy. Pulls up at the free throw line. Up and good. Marty Miller with 5 points. And we're back to a 3-point game. It's 13-10. As Hardy across midcourt, pass on the far side for Welch. Looking on the baseline for Tomlin underneath for Lehman. Pass is tipped out of bounds by Hager.
All the Glenrock fans don't agree with the call on that. Bearcats end up with the ball.
Bearcats play it in on the baseline. Comes into Welch on the far side. Gets it up top for Caskey. Near side for Hardy. Open for the 3 off the back of the rim. Lehman tries to tip the rebound out of there, and he gets a piece of Jason Kopis as he does it. So Lehman will pick up the personal. Douglas has had a lot of success with that. They're not quite in good position for the rebound, so they just tip it outside, and they've got some long rebounds that way. But that time, they pick up the foul. Lehman will pick it up. As Hager across midcourt. Gets it on the near side for Martinson. In the post for Huron. Puts up the shot, partially blocked. Dyer with the rebound, and he'll be called for the traveling violation before he can get back up with the shot. Got the happy feet that time down on the baseline. And Douglas comes back the other way. 2 minutes gone here in this second quarter. Hardy has it knocked away by Dyer. Dyer on the run, has Hardy to beat. He'll dish it off for Hager. He has it stripped underneath, and they'll call Lehman for the foul. Excuse me, that was Miller. Miller with the ball, and he had it stripped by Lehman. And Lehman picks up his second all of a sudden. It will be the 4th team foul, so the Herders will play it in. They don't get the fast break that time, but they will keep the ball. Nathan Rolfe back in for the Bearcats. as Caskey will sit down. And going through the free throw line, it's Marty Miller. I guess that is the 5th team foul. So Miller gets the 1-and-1 opportunity. First one is good. He'll get a second. Douglas got the early 7-point lead, but it's now a 1-point game as Marty Miller hits the second free throw. Douglas back the other way. Hardy across midcourt. Almost has it knocked away by Dyer again. Gets the pass off to Lehman. Over to Welch on the far side. Gets past Heron down the baseline. Kicks it inside the lane for Lehman. Shot won't go. Welch there for the rebound, and we'll have a foul. Looks like Jake Hager going to pick it up on the rebound. First foul on Jake Hager. That's one thing the Herders really need to avoid is foul trouble. They've done a pretty good job of it so far. That's just the first foul in the game. Checking in for the first time for the Bearcats is sophomore Shad Ballard. He'll be in for Tomlin. Gets it inbounds. He'll fire the three right away. It's off the front of the rim. No good. Rolfe with the rebound. Goes up good, and he's fouled. Nathan Rolfe had the position on the offensive rebound. Put it back up and in, and he was fouled. We'll go against Heron or Martinson here. And I'll give it to Brian Martinson, his first. And Nathan Rolfe looks to complete the three-point play. Rolfe with 31 points yesterday, misses the free throw. Welch had the rebound and lost it, and Martinson comes up with the ball. He gets it off to Hager. Hager kicks it off on the far side for Dyer. Cross court for Miller in three-point territory. Up top for Hager, back to Miller. He's open, fakes the three, now cuts in, gets past Rolfe, gets past Tomlin, lays it up, and good. Nice drive by Marty Miller. He has 6 points in the quarter. And it's a 1-point game once again, 15-14. Bearcats lead it. Up top for Hardy in the high post for Lehman, and he travels, trying to get around Chris Heron. So Glenrock will look to get the lead here, I believe, for the first time in the game. Tomlin checks back in. He'll replace Mike Lehman for the Bearcats. So it's Tomlin, Welch, Rolfe, Shad Ballard, and John Hardy in the game for the Bearcats. Glenrock with their starters with the exception of Copas, who's getting a breather. Dyer in there for him. Miller, his pass is kicked as he tries to get it to Hager. Kicking violation. And the Herders will get the ball back. They'll play it in on the far sideline. Martinson to play the ball in. Comes up top for Jake Hager, covered by Hardy. Hager pulls up on the dribble. Hardy hounding him. Pass comes to Dyer, back to Hager. Open for the long three. It's on the way. It's too hard. Rebound tipped loose. Comes to Heron. He'll follow it up. It's bank shot no good. Way off the mark that time. And Douglas comes out with the rebound. Welch gets the rebound, brings it across midcourt himself. To Ballard, back to Welch, three-pointer on the way, it's up and good. Todd Welch with the three-pointer, he's got 7. Back the other way, Dyer gets the pass back up to Jake Hager, now to Miller. Fakes the three with Tomlin on him, gets it to Hager, drives into the free throw line, hangs for the one-hander. Nice job as Hager got away from the outstretched hands of Tomlin. 18-16, Bearcats lead it halfway through this second quarter. Up top, John Hardy has the ball on the far wing for Ballard. To Tomlin at the free throw line. 15-footer on the way. No good underneath. Rolfe has the rebound. He goes back up, and he'll be fouled from behind. Looks like Martinson, who will pick up his second.
Nathan Rolfe had perfect position on that rebound, and that's just a classic example. That's the second time he's done that. He's gone in there, got the perfect position for a rebound, ended up getting fouled, and goes to the charity line to try to toss a couple more points. Exactly what they need to do.
First one is good by Nathan Rolfe with 13 of 13 from the line yesterday against Jackson. He hits the second. He's 2 of 3 in the game today and has 4 points, and the Bearcat lead back to 4 points at 20-16. Miller gets the pass from Hager back to Jake Hager up top. He'll dribble right, get it off to Chris Heron. Pass down on the weak side goes to Dyer, dribbles once, puts it up, hangs on the rim, and it drops in. Nate Dyer, the fadeaway shot in the lane is up and good as he had to get it over Welch that time. Back to a 2-point game. Pass comes near side for Welch. He'll dribble once. Puts up the 18-footer. No good. Kopus back in there. He gets the rebound. Thrown away by Rolfe. Puts it back up and good. Nathan Rolfe, the steal and the basket for the Bearcats.
Bearcats number 54, Nathan Rolfe.
Hager has it up top, gets it to Miller. Miller gets past Ballard, puts up the 17-footer, no good. Rolfe out of there with the rebound amidst 3 Glenrock herders. Gets it off to Hardy. Hardy will pull up from 17 underneath for Ballard. Loops up a shot there, and Ballard was hanging out in the lane too long. 3-second violation on Shad Ballard. I think that's the first time since regional tournaments he's taken a shot less than about 20 feet. He's kind of a 3-point specialist, and the herders want a timeout here. They'll talk it over. They trail at 22-18 with 2:46 left in the second quarter, and we'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Sponsoring the Bearcats are Converse Lumber Company, serving Converse County with quality lumber and hardware products since 1910. Call your lumber number 358-3151. Converse Lumber Company at 2nd and Oak in Douglas. And at Mini Mart, the coffee is always fresh to go in your choice of sizes 24 hours a day. Mini Mart at 714 South 4th Street in Douglas says Go Bearcats.
Glenrock still struggling from the field, but they're hanging right in this one. Douglas can't pull away from them. Glenrock 4 of 12 in the quarter. That makes them 7 out of 29 from the field, shooting less than 25%, but they only trail by 4 points. And they will play the ball inbounds. It comes to Hager. Martinson, the only starter on the bench for the herders, as Dyer remains out there. Pass comes near side for Hager. Back on the far wing for Miller. Fires the 3. It's up and good. Marty Miller with another one, and he has 12 points in this first half. Back the other way, Tomlin gets it on the baseline. Tries to pass across the lane for Welch, and he sails out of bounds. Ill-advised pass that time by Tom Tomlin. He got double-teamed and kind of got himself in trouble there. Checking back in for Douglas, Caskey will come back in. Ballard will sit down for the Bearcats. It's a 1-point game. Herders have the ball, looking to take the lead for the first time. Pass comes near side for Heron in 3-point range to Kopus. 16-footer. Won't go. Rebound tipped out to Kopus. Shot is short, and we'll have a foul on the rebound. Looks like Heron over the back. Chris Heron will pick up his first, and that's the 4th team foul, I believe, on Glenrock, or is that the 5th? Just the 4th. So the Bearcats will play it inbounds. Hardy comes across midcourt. Hardy, Caskey, Welch, Tomlin, and Rolfe in the game for the Bearcats. Pass comes down low for Tomlin, and reaching over the back, Chris Heron is going to pick up his second. The Porter fans who are awfully vocal people kind of let you know about what they thought of that call. In any case, the 15th foul in the half now. So Tom Tomlin will go to the free throw line. Tomlin, a good free throw shooter. First one on the way as he gets the 1-and-1. It won't go. Rolfe gets another rebound, blocked from behind by Hager, and we've got another whistle. Jake Hager will pick it up, his second on the block from behind. So Hager, Martinson, and Heron each with 3 personals for each with 2 personals for Glenrock. Martinson will be back in. Heron will come out, and it will be Nathan Rolfe at the free throw line for 2 shots. Rolfe sets for the first. It's a little bit too hard. He'll get one more. Bearcats clinging for that 1-point lead. Second one on the way, and it's now 23-21. Bearcats lead at 1:55 left in the quarter. Hager across midcourt. Passes to Dyer off on the baseline for Miller. Reverse layup, no good, but he took an extra step coming down the baseline. So the shot that wouldn't have counted anyhow. Turnover by Glenrock, and the Bearcats will play it back in. Hardy across midcourt, near side for Welch, 3-point range. Back up top for Hardy. Welch, he's open for the 3 this time. He'll take it. It's off the front of the rim, no good. Rolfe, another offensive rebound. Stripped by Dyer as he goes back up with it. And Miller finally comes out with the loose ball for the herders. A minute 20 left. Hager across midcourt. Pass on the near side for Martinson. Give and go back to Hager. Lays it up and good. It hung on the side of the rim and finally dropped for Jake Hager, and we're tied up at 23. Pass comes in the post for Nathan Rolfe. Shot over Martinson. Won't go. Hager has the rebound stripped away by Welch. Gets it back to Rolfe. Spins. Lays it up. No good. And he's grabbed by Miller as he goes up with it. Marty Miller will pick up his first, and Rolfe will be back at the line. Nathan 3 of 5 from the line. He has 5 points. And he'll look to break the tie.
This is Nathan's 4th trip to the line tonight. I think that's just conducive to the way the type of game he's playing. He is just really hustling.
Playing an aggressive job and coming up with those balls under the basket. First free throw is up and good. Second one on the way, and it's also good. Bearcats have the 2-point lead. 57 seconds left in the first half. Hager gets the pick, tries to get the pass on the far sideline for Miller. It's kicked out of bounds by Caskey. So the Herders will play it in. Martinson to play the ball inbounds. Looking up top, gets it to Hager. Picked up by Hardy. Hager gets the double team off to Dyer. Now back to Hager from in 3-point range. Looking down low, tries to get the bounce pass into Martinson. The ball rolls out of bounds. Martinson touches it last, so the Herders will play it in. The Bearcats play it in. 35 seconds left as Hardy comes across. Midcourt gets it to Caskey up top for Hardy. Back to Caskey for 3. Rims out. Won't go. Tomlin follows it up. Looks like he got grabbed, but he got the shot to drop anyhow. And the Bearcats back to a 4-point lead. Miller up top for Jake Hager. Back to Miller. Open for 3. It's on the way. It's off the back of the rim. No good. Martinson with the follow. Up and good. Brian Martinson, his first basket. And it cuts the lead to 2. 7 seconds left as Hardy comes across midcourt. Gets the double team pass off to Caskey. He'll try the 3-pointer with 2 seconds left. It's up and good. Chris Caskey hits for 3 right before the buzzer. Glenrock won't get to play it inbounds. And at halftime, the Bearcats will go in with a 5-point lead. It's Douglas 30, Glenrock 25, and we'll be back after this 60-second timeout.
Chambers County Bank, your hometown bank in Douglas, wishes the Bearcats the best at regional basketball tournaments. Douglas boys and girls set standards for the rest of the state, and their standards are always high. Best of luck to you from the Converse County Bank. Where others have their branches, we have our roots. Member FDIC.
James A. Hardy, attorney at law, 900 South Grant Street in Douglas. Always proud to be a Douglas Bearcat sponsor. Call 358-6818. James and Karen Hardy wish the Douglas Bearcats success.
Douglas does respond on defense.
Proud to support Bearcat Sports is Dean Gully Motors, your winning Chevy dealer in Douglas. Dean Gully urges everyone to attend and support Douglas Bearcat Sports. And for a new Chevy car or truck, see Dean Gully Motors, your winning Chevy dealer in Douglas. And boost your investment income without boosting your tax bill with a Franklin Fund available through Clark Lupton and Equitable Financial Companies. For more information, call 358-2928.
Welcome back to the Casper College Gymnasium. We are at halftime. The Bearcats lead at 30-25 over the Glenrock Herders in this semifinal game. The winner of this one will play in the state championship game against Star Valley. That will be at the Casper Event Center at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. The loser of this game plays for third place against Powell. That will be at the Event Center at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. In the first half, Douglas jumped out to an early 11-4 lead. Glenrock had it down to 4 points at the end of the first quarter at 11-7, and Glenrock battled back. It was pretty much a nip and tuck quarter there, and Glenrock eventually tied the score up at 24, I believe, before Douglas moved out to a 5-point lead here at halftime. And of course, the half, it's Douglas 35 and Glenrock Douglas 30 and Glenrock 25. And we'll be back after this 60-second timeout.
At Curtains Package Liquors, they're never low in spirits. Use their convenient drive-up window. Curtains in downtown Douglas, a proud Bearcat sponsor, wishing the Bearcats the best of luck all the way to state. Key Bank of Wyoming, for complete banking services, from checking and savings to brokerage services. Key Bank in Douglas at 240 South 4th Street. And for all your insurance needs, call Bert Butcher, your State Farm insurance agent in Douglas, 358-2996. Bert Butcher and State Farm, wishing the Bearcats good luck.
The Naughty Pine Saloon in downtown Glenrock is the kickoff spot for the pub crawl and poker run, March 16th. Registration is at 7:30. Don't miss the fun. The Naughty Pine wishes the Herder boys basketball team all the best, and they know you can be number one. The National Bank of Glenrock proudly supports Glenrock Herder basketball. The National Bank of Glenrock supporting the community with quality full-service banking. Looking forward to serving Glenrock for years to come. Good luck at state. We're behind you 100%.
Basketball tournament here on KWIV in Douglas. We're at halftime. The Herders trail it against the Douglas Bearcats 30-25. And while we have a few minutes, we'll quickly run down what all has happened here at the 3A state basketball tournament. The consolation games were played this morning, and some pretty good games there. Early this morning in the boys bracket, the Torrington Trailblazers defeated Newcastle in overtime, 73-71. So Torrington just narrowly escaped being upset for the second day in a row after an undefeated season coming into the state tournament. So Torrington moves into the consolation game, the fifth place game, tomorrow morning. They will take on the Lander Tigers. Lander ran past Jackson this afternoon, 76-60. So that sets Torrington and Lander in the fifth place game. As we mentioned earlier, in the first semifinal here for the boys, really close game, a really defensive effort. It was a lot of fun to watch, even though it was so low scoring, as Star Valley defeats Powell 46-42. So Star Valley into the championship game. They await the winner of this game right here. In the girls bracket, in the playback games this morning, the Lyman team defeated Torrington 47-42 after being upset by Thermopolis by the same score yesterday. So Lyman moves into the consolation game, the fifth place game, tomorrow morning, and they will face the Star Valley Braves. Star Valley defeated Warland 63-49 this morning. Actually, it was early this afternoon, so Lyman and Star Valley play for a fifth place in the girls bracket. The other semifinal game, well, we didn't mention either one. The two semifinal games for the girls will see Thermopolis taking on Jackson at 8 o'clock tonight here at Casper College. Thermopolis got the upset win over Lyman, while Jackson defeated Torrington yesterday. Those two will face off in one semifinal. The other semifinal tonight at 9:30, which will be on our sister station, FM 99. The Douglas Lady Bearcats, with an 18-4 overall record, will take on the Wheatland Lady Bulldogs. Wheatland defeated Star Valley yesterday, 45-44, while Douglas defeated Warland 58-47 last night at the Casper Event Center. And that pretty much sets things up for the rest of the night. And we'll be back and try and run through some statistics. First, let's take a nice long timeout for you. Let's take this 2-minute timeout.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Glenrock for all your insurance needs. Home, health, auto, and life. Call Gerald Epperly at 436-8402. Farm Bureau, supporting Glenrock Herder basketball all the way. William Town and Country, where they have an excellent bakery and deli, and only the highest quality meats and produce. William Town and Country, proudly supporting the Glenrock Herders at the state basketball tournament.
Doc Chimney Chimney Cleaning does complete chimney cleaning and sells accessories, and also carries Avalon and Hearthstone stoves and Ventura pellet stoves. Doc Chimney, 358-5420 in Douglas. Power Resources Highland Uranium Project, happy to support the Douglas Bearcats. Power Resources, dedicated to living and working in Converse County for a better economy and a safe environment. Good luck, Bearcats, from Power Resources.
Converse County Memorial Hospital, complete professional care and help with inpatient services and expanded outpatient clinics. It's your hospital, Converse County Memorial Hospital in Douglas. Jerry's Welding Service north on Highway 59 for all your home or industrial welding jobs. Call Jerry's Welding at 358 2712. Jerry's Welding, a proud sponsor of Douglas Bearcat Sports, and Carousel Flowers and Gifts, your only FTD florist in Converse County, plus gifts and cards for every occasion. Carousel Flowers and Gifts in the Medora Plaza, phone 358-9251.
The Glenrock Diagnostic and Treatment Center knows the Herder boys basketball team is in great shape. Show them what you're made of and come home number one. The best of luck from the Glenrock Diagnostic and Treatment Center. Real Wyoming Gifts in Glenrock, where you can find gifts made in Wyoming by Wyoming people. Real Wyoming Gifts support the Glenrock Herders and wish them the best at the state basketball tournament. Bring the first place trophy home.
Gymnasium on the Casper College campus. Our score again at halftime. Douglas leads at 30-25 over the cross-county rival Glenrock Herders. Looking at your statistics quickly, the Douglas Bearcats, very unusual. They have been outshot by 16 shots. Glenrock has taken 16 more shots in the first half. That's very rare, but the Bearcats have the lead, 30-25. Leading scorer at halftime for Douglas, Nathan Rolfe, with 9 points. He's 2 of 5 from the field, 5 of 7 from the line. 7 points apiece for Chris Caskey and for Todd Welch. Each of those have hit a 3-point basket. 5 points for John Hardy. He also has a 3-pointer in the first half. And Tom Tomlin with 2 points. Overall, the Bearcats 10 of 19 from the field, including 3 of 9 from 3-point range and 5 of 8 from the free throw line in the first half. For the Glenrock Herders, they're led at halftime by Marty Miller with 12 points. He's 4 of 11 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3-point range, and has hit both of his free throw attempts for 12. Jake Hager just 6 points in the first. For Glenrock, and Lehman and David Philo, along with Chad Ballard, have all played and not scored for Douglas. No player with more than 2 personals. Jake Hager, Brian Martinson, and Chris Herron, all with 2 apiece for Glenrock. Nathan Rolfe and Mike Lehman each have picked up 2 personals for the Douglas Bearcats. There's not a whole lot of fouls. Glenrock a total of 6, and Douglas a total of 5 personals in that first half. As we get set for the second half of action, Glenrock will have the ball first. They'll come out with their starting 5, and the Bearcats will have their starters back out there. It's Rolfe, Hardy, Caskey, Lehman, and Welch. For Douglas, Hager, Miller, Martinson, Herron, and Copus for the Glenrock Herders. Inbound comes across midcourt. They get it Miller, off to Hager, dumps it off for Copus. He has it blocked from behind. Bearcats on the run, 2-on-2 fast break. Hardy behind the head layup won't go. Copus with the rebound, and it's knocked out of bounds out of his hands by Hardy. So the Glenrock Herders will play the ball inbound. Hager across midcourt. Having trouble with Hardy, gets it off to Miller. Miller fakes on Caskey, drives baseline, puts up the 14-footer up and good. Not very often you see someone zip past Chris Caskey like that, but Miller did it that time, cuts the lead 2-3. Pass on the near side for Chris Caskey, back up top for Hardy in the post for Nathan Rolfe. Turnaround shot, hangs and drops. Nathan Rolfe gets the basket. He's in double figures for the Bearcats with 11 points. Hager has it up top across midcourt to Miller, back to Jake Hager. Back to Miller. Caskey comes out on him. Miller drives baseline. Shot won't go. Follows up his rebound. Has it knocked away by Rolfe. Up to Hardy. And now Douglas will slow things up. Hardy on the far side for Welch. Open for a 3. It's on the way and it's good. And they'll only count it for a 2. Had a foot on the line, but Welch hits it. Todd Welch with 9 for the Bearcats. He's found his shooting touch back here at state tournament after suffering through a rough one at regionals. Herder's back the other way. Hager gets it on the baseline for Martinson. Back to Hager in the lane. Cuts behind Copus and lays it up and good. Nice move by Jake Hager as he used his own man as an inadvertent screen that time. Pass comes near side for Caskey. He's open for the 3. It's off the back of the rim. No good. Miller up high for the rebound. They'll get it off to Hager, who's across midcourt for the Herders. 34-29, Bearcats lead it. Miller will try the long three-pointer. It's off the back of the rim, no. And Nathan Rolfe with the rebound. He'll bring it across midcourt himself, pulls up at the top of the key, kicks it off to Welch. Three-pointer, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Martinson. Martinson off to Hager. Gets it on the near side for Miller, gets past Caskey. Shot over Welch off the front of the rim, no. Heron rebound, fakes once, goes back up with it. Nice move by Chris Heron. As he got, I believe that was Rolfe, he got up in the air and put up the easy shot. Hardy double team, gets it off to Caskey, back to Hardy in the post for Rolfe. Kicks it off on the far side for Todd Welch, and we have a 3-second violation. It was Lehman caught underneath. Well, they've really been watching that closely here in this game. That's more 3-second violations than I've seen, I think, in the whole tournament. We've had 3 or 4 now here in the game. Hager back across midcourt. Herders trail it by 3. Pass on the baseline for Miller. Three-pointer on the way. It's off the front of the rim. No good. Kopis with another offensive rebound. He'll get it up top for Hager. Hager, hounded by Hardy, gets away from him, spins, puts up the shot off the front of the rim. No good. And Hardy with the rebound. He's across midcourt. He gets bumped at the free throw line. And will go against Hager or Martinson. Either way, it will be the third foul. And they'll call it on Brian Martinson. So he picks up 3, first team foul in the half. And the Bearcats will play the ball inbounds. They'll play it in on the near sideline. 4:59 left in the quarter. Pass comes into Lehman, back out for Hardy for the long jumper that's off. Rolfe gets the rebound as Heron couldn't hang on to it. He goes back up with it and he'll be fouled. Shot won't go, but the foul going to be on Chris Heron. And Heron now has 3. So Heron and Martinson each with 3 for the Herders. And Rolfe will be at the free throw line. He's 5 of 7 in the game from the line. First one on the way. It's up and good. Douglas looking to get that lead back up to 5 points. On the way, and it's good. Hager back the other way for the Herders. Pulls up on the dribble, now gets it up top for Kopis. Back to Hager. Gets past Ballard, who's checked in, into the lane for Kopis. Banks it too hard. Rebound tipped out. Miller comes up with it into the lane. Always called for the traveling violation as bodies were flying all over the place that time. And once again, the Herder faithful let you know what they think of the call. 36-31, Bearcats lead it. They have the ball. Hardy across midcourt, gets it to Ballard. He'll try the three-pointer off the back of the rim. No good. Rolfe with another offensive rebound. He'll follow it short, and Kopis with the rebound. Gets it off to Hager. He's across midcourt, gets past Nathan Rolfe, cuts down the baseline, kicks it off underneath for Kopis. Banks it too hard, goes after his own rebound, and knocks it out of bounds. Oh, Kopis missed an easy one that time. I'll bet he wish he has that over. Still 36-31. Herders lead it, Bearcats lead it. Hardy gets across midcourt, covered by Hager. He pulls up for the pass and called for the traveling violation. John Hardy, the turnover. And the Herders get the ball back. 4 minutes left in the quarter. Hager dribbles near side. Gets it to Miller in the corner. Dribbles back up top, off to Hager. Fakes the three, gets double teamed. Gets it up top for Jason Kopis. Kopis dribbles in, puts up the 16-footer. It's up and good. Nothing but net. Jason Kopis with 5 points. And it's a 3-point game again. Pass near side comes to Ballard. Cross court for Welch. Down low goes to Lehman. Gets past Martinson. Shot up and good. Mike Lehman, his first basket. And it's back to a 5-point lead for Douglas. Pass in the near corner for Miller. He'll try the three. It's short, and Rolfe with another rebound. Off to Hardy. Bearcats back the other way quickly. Hardy working against Hager. Gets it near side for Welch on the baseline. Back up top for Hardy in the post for Lehman. Jumper on the way. Turnaround jumper up and good, and Lehman hits his second straight basket. And the Bearcats have tied their biggest lead at 40-33. Glenrock wants the timeout. And we'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
We're
Wishing the Bearcats the best of luck, Pacific Power and Light Company, serving Wyoming's power needs with ever-increasing efficiency. Good luck from Pacific Power and Light. Register each week at Boland's Food Market to win one $50 and two $25 grocery gift certificates. Boland's Food Market, your hometown grocer in Douglas at 130 South 4th Street. Bristol Construction is your complete general contractor in Douglas doing commercial and residential construction. Call Glenn or Ron at 358-3788.
For a personal foul in this half. Glenrock has been called for a three, starting to get in some foul trouble here, and they trail at 40-33 with 2:57 left in the third quarter. Nathan Rolfe leading scorer for the Bearcats. He has 13 points, and Marty Miller with 14 for Glenrock. Miller is just 1 of 6 from the field here in the quarter, however. Now 5 of 17 from the field. Herders have the ball. Hager across midcourt, kicks it off on the near side for Martinson to Miller in the corner. He'll dribble up top to Jake Hager. Finds Martinson open. Jumper off the front of the rim. Rebound tipped around, and Douglas comes out with it in the backcourt. Lehman is going to be fouled by Marty Miller. So Miller will pick up his second, 4th team foul on the Herders, and Douglas plays it inbounds. Pass comes to Ballard across midcourt. Ballard gets it to Lehman, jumper in the lane, in and out and back in again. Mike Lehman 3 for 3 in the quarter, and the Bearcats have their biggest lead at 9 points. Hager back the other way. Gets it near side for Miller, back to Hager for a 3. It's good. Jake Hager, his first 3-point basket of the game. And it cuts it back to a 6-point game as the Bearcats back the other way. Here's Welch. No one picks him up, so he'll fire from 15. Shot won't go, and Miller pulls down the rebound. Off to Hager, long down court pass to Kopis. Shot over Welch, won't go, and Rolfe with the rebound. Rolfe working out of traffic, gets across midcourt, pass across the lane, goes to Welch, kicks it up top for Hardy. Hardy drives the lane and lays it up short, but he'll be fouled. Kopis going to pick it up. First one on Jason Kopis as he slams the ball down in frustration. Didn't care much for the call.
I'll tell you, Mark Hardy didn't have to think long to take the opportunity to drive in on that one, Tom.
New players in. We have Dyer back into the lineup for Chris Herron. And for the Bearcats, Chris Caskey back in for Chad Ballard as Hardy goes through the line for 2. His first one is up and good. Hardy now with 6 points. Had 5 early in the game. He's been quiet since then. Second one on the way, and he hits them both. Douglas lead back up to 8 points. Hager gets the screen from Kopis. Can't get away, though. Passes to Miller. 3-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound tipped, and Welch comes across with it. We'll have a foul in the backcourt, and my goodness, Miller going to pick it up. It looked like a questionable call to me. Welch just kind of lowered the shoulder and barreled into Marty Miller that time, but it's going to be the third on Marty Miller. So Welch will go to the line shooting the 1-and-1. Miller, Martinson, and Herron each with 3 now for Douglas, for Glenrock, excuse me. Welch at the line hits his first, so he'll get a second. David Philo checking into the lineup for the Bearcats. He'll replace John Hardy as Welch sets for the second free throw, looking to give the Bearcats their biggest lead at 10 points. On the way, rims around, won't go. Kopis with the rebound. Gets it off to Hager. He's across midcourt. Picked up by David Philo. Hager pulls up on the dribble, gets it to Kopis. Up top for Hager. Pulls up for the long jumper. It's an air ball. It goes out of bounds. Martin tries to save it, but it hits Dyer in the face and goes out of bounds. Boy, Dyer took one right in the nose that time. As Kopis is going to sit down for the Herders, and for the first time it's Drew Rafferty for the Herders, a junior for Glenrock. And Heron comes into the lineup. He'll replace Dyer, who will try and shake that one off over on the bench. Bearcats will play it in. Inbounds comes to David Philo, off to Caskey, back to Philo. Across midcourt, pass comes to Nathan Rolfe. To David Philo. He'll set up the offense for the Bearcats. Covered by Rafferty, off to Todd Welch. Covered by Hager. And what do we have? 5 seconds called. Hager tied him up. Couldn't get the ball away in 5 seconds. Hager ties him up, and Glenrock gets the ball inbounds. Hager across midcourt. Gets it to Rafferty on the far side, and on the pass, Philo going to be called for the personal. David Philo picks up his first. And hard to believe, but that's the first team foul on the Bearcats in the half. With 43 seconds left in the quarter, inbounds comes to Miller in the far corner, covered by Welch up top for Rafferty. Rafferty back to Miller, passes tip, Miller chases it down, dribbles to the top of the key, he'll put up the 17-footer, it's up and good. Marty Miller hits the basket, he has 16. But struggling from the field. Philo across midcourt. Bearcats lead it by 7. Kicks it off for Caskey. Long jumper won't go. Rebound to Rolfe. Banks it no good. Lehman with the rebound. Barrels in. Puts it up and good. Mike Lehman with 8 points in the quarter. Steal in the backcourt. Rolfe knocks the ball loose and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Glenrock. So the turnover. Bearcats will get the ball in their own forecourt. Caskey plays it into Welch. Welch working against Hager, off to Caskey. Three-pointer at the buzzer, and it's no good. So our score at the end of the third quarter, Douglas has moved out to a 9-point lead, outscoring Glenrock 17-13 in the quarter, and Douglas leads it 47-38 after 3, and we'll be back for the fourth quarter after this 30-second timeout.
Wishing the Bearcats the best of luck, Pacific Power and Light Company, serving Wyoming's power needs with ever-increasing efficiency. Good luck from Pacific Power and Light. Register each week at Boland's Food Market to win one $50 and two $25 grocery gift certificates. Boland's Food Market, your hometown grocer in Douglas at 130 South 4th Street. Bristol Construction is your complete general contractor in Douglas, doing commercial and residential construction. Call Glenn or Ron at 358-3788.
Gymnasium. We've played 3 quarters. The Bearcats looking to make it into the state championship game for the first time in 3 years.
I'll tell you what, Tom, we have a 9-point lead at the beginning of this fourth quarter. I wouldn't bet the farm on who's going to win this game.
Yeah, it's still definitely up in the air. Bearcats get the ball first in the quarter. Caskey has it off to Hardy, who's back into the game. Hardy cuts down the lane, throws up a wild shot, no good. And then Hardy runs into Martinson, trying to come back up court after Martinson pulled down the rebound. And Hardy will pick up the personal, his second. In the third quarter, Glenrock, their shooting woes continue. They were 6 of 19 from the field. They're now 16 of 54 from the field, shooting about 30%. Pass comes to Kopis. He'll try the turnaround shot. It rims around and won't go, and Lehman pulls down the rebound. Knocked away in the backcourt, goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hardy. So Hager forces the turnover as he was back there one-on-one with John Hardy. Herders will get the ball back. They trail by 9 points. It's Hager, Dyer, Kopis, Miller, and Martinson. Miller gets the ball on the far side. Three-pointer is short, comes right to Kopis on the rebound, and he puts it up and good. Jason Kopis picks up the loose ball underneath and fires it back in. Caskey back the other way, pulls up for the fadeaway on the baseline. Nothing but net. Chris Caskey with the basket. He has 9 points. Hager across midcourt. Off to Dyer on the far side. Pulls up on the dribble, now gets it up top for Miller, off to Hager. For Dyer, 17-footer on the way, he's got it. Nate Dyer with 4 points for Glenrock. And it's a 7-point game. Hardy across midcourt, gets it off to Todd Welch, long jumper on the way, and it's good. from about 18 feet. Welch buries it on the baseline. Long pass comes up to Miller. Breaks the press. Miller cuts in the lane. Shot over. Welch won't go, but Welch got him. Gives Todd Welch the personal, his first, and the third team foul. And Marty Miller will go to the free throw line. Glenrock has only shot 4 free throws in the game. As Miller goes to the line, he's 2 of 2 so far. He'll get 2 shots here. First one on the way and good. Miller with 17 points. Second free throw up and good. Cuts the lead back to 7. Glenrock showing a little bit of pressure here in the backcourt. Pass comes up to Chris Caskey. Caskey cuts in the lane, dishes off for Welch. 15-footer on the way and good. Todd Welch, his second basket of the quarter. Miller gets the inbound. He's across midcourt, and he'll be bumped at midcourt by Welch. So Welch picks up his second, and Glenrock will get the ball inbounds here. 6:11 left in the quarter. Bearcats lead at 53-44. Coming up after this game will be the 2 girls semifinals. Inbound stolen away by John Hardy, and he's ahead of the pack, lays it up and good for the Bearcats. Hager gets the inbound. He's across midcourt to Marty Miller. Miller gets past Welch. Gets double-teamed down low, though, and gets it up top for Jake Hager. Bearcats have picked up the intensity on the defense here in this fourth quarter. Off to Dyer. Long jumper up and good. Nate Dyer hits another one. Pass comes up to Welch. On the baseline to Nathan Rolfe. He'll be bumped as he tries to drive. Looks like Hager will pick it up. No, they'll call it on... Yeah, they will call it on Jake Hager. I just couldn't see the official fingers from this far away. Jake Hager picks up his third, and Glenrock wants the timeout. When we come back, Nathan Rolfe will be at the free throw line for the one opportunity, as Douglas leads at 55-46 over Glenrock. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
The Glenrock Diagnostic and Treatment Center knows the Herder boys basketball team is in great shape. Show them what you're made of and come home number 1. The best of luck from the Glenrock Diagnostic and Treatment Center. Real Wyoming Gifts in Glenrock, where you can find gifts made in Wyoming by Wyoming people. Real Wyoming Gifts support the Glenrock Herders and wish them the best at the state basketball tournament. Bring the first place trophy home.
To the Swede Erickson Gymnasium. 5:34 left in the fourth quarter. The Bearcats lead it by 9 points, and they'll have Nathan Rolfe at the free throw line. Douglas with their starting 5 out there, and the starting 5 back in there. No, Dyer is still in there, in for Chris Herron. Rolfe at the line, first free throw up and good. Rolfe now 6 of 8 from the line, and he has 14 points now. Second one on the way. It's also good, and the Bearcats with an 11-point lead. Hager gets the inbound, brings it across midcourt, breaks the pressure, drives in, loses control of the ball. It's tipped out of bounds by Lehman and Welch. I'm not really sure Hager knew what he was going to do that time. He got down, beat everybody back, and up pass comes up top for Nate Dyer. Gets it to Hager. Pass on the near side for Miller. Drives down the baseline. Shot is partially blocked, but we'll have a foul. Todd Welch got a piece of Miller again, so Welch gets his third. And Miller will go to the line. He'll get 2. Marty Miller, 4 of 4 from the line in the game. He's the leading scorer in the game with 18 points. Hager has been held to 11. First shot on the way by Miller. It's up and good. Bearcats haven't used their full-court craft all game. Second one on the way, and that's also good. Miller with 20 in the lead, back to 9 points for Douglas, 57-48. Hardy across midcourt gets it to Welch on the near side. Down on the baseline for Lehman, gets double teamed, stripped away by Hager. Pass up court to Miller. Oh, he couldn't corral in the pass and called for the traveling violation. If he was ahead of the pack, it was going to be a sure layup, and Miller just couldn't gather the pass in.
Dad, a touchdown for playing football, unfortunately.
Pass comes to Lehman across midcourt. Down low for Nathan Rolfe, cuts down the baseline against Hager, puts it up and good. Nathan Rolfe with the basket for the Bearcats. Hager gets the inbound. He's back the other way. He'll pull up for the 16-footer, nothing but net. Jake Hager, this is Jake Hager time normally when the game is on the line. Jake Hager comes alive. In the backcourt, Cassie working against Jason Kopis, and we'll have the blocking foul called on Kopis. Stuck that knee out there and hit Chris Cassie. Second one on Kopis. No one with more than 3 personals in the game, as Chris Cassie will go to the line. Cassie's first trip to the free throw line. He has 9 points in the game, including a 3-pointer. And he'll get the 1-and-1 here. Free throw on the way and good. Douglas hitting their free throws here tonight. Only missed 4 free throws in the game. As Cassie gets ready for the second, he'll try and put it back to an 11-point lead for Douglas. Second one, too hard. Hager and Nathan Rolfe tie up for the rebound. Jump ball is called, and the arrow points Douglas's way. So they'll play the ball in on their baseline. Hardy plays the ball inbounds. It comes up top for Cassie. Open for 3. He nails it. Chris Cassie gets the basket. Long pass down to Dyer is tipped. Dyer chases it down, puts up the 12-footer. It's an air ball. Miller gets it on the baseline. Turnaround shot won't go, and he'll be fouled after the shot. Hardy over late. Marty Miller knocked to the floor after he took the shot, as Hardy was over there late. So Hardy will pick up the personal. That's his third, and now the 5th team foul. So since the foul came after the shot, Miller will get the 1-and-1 free throw opportunity rather than 2 shots. First one won't go by Marty Miller, his first miss, and Rolfe chases down the rebound, gets it off to Hardy, back to Nathan Rolfe. Double teamed at midcourt, and we'll have a foul. Dyer going to pick it up for Glenrock, his first. Sends Nathan Rolfe to the free throw line once again. He's spent a lot of time there. Nathan Rolfe is, let's see, 8 of 11 at the line. Gets the 1-and-1 first one is good.
Boy, Nathan shooting his free throw this week. I'll bet he dreamt in his sleep about free throws all week.
Second one on the way for Rolfe, and he gets them both. Dyer gets the inbound. He's across midcourt, gets it off to Hager. Hager works through traffic, cuts down the lane, hangs for the shot, won't go, and Rolfe with the rebound, knocked away from behind by Hager. Behind the back dribble, fakes once, and he gets Hardy falling on top of him, and they exchange words. Hager is upset, and the officials quickly step in between those two, and now they shake hands, as certainly nothing intentional on John Hardy's part. Hager put the fake on. He got Rolfe and Hardy both in the air, and Hardy came down right on top of Jake Hager.
About a textbook fake there.
Jake Hager to the line for the first time in the game. First one is good. He'll get a second. As the Bearcats had it at 65-50, their biggest lead. That makes it 65-51. Furter's going to have to start looking for some 3-pointers to try and get back into this one with 3:59 left. Hager hits both free throws. Glenrock shows some pressure here in the back court. Pass comes across midcourt for Cassie. Cassie near side for Lehman. Picked up by Hager on the baseline now for Rolfe. Turnaround shot is short. Rebound tipped by Hardy out to Rolfe. He gets it to Cassie. Cross court for Welch, and Dyer comes up going for the steal, and he'll be called for the foul. Nate Dyer will pick up his second, and we'll have Todd Welch at the free throw line. Welch is 1 of 2 in the game, and he has 14 points for the Bearcats. Bearcats getting a good well-rounded scoring effort as Cassidy, Welch, and Rolfe all in double figures. Free throw won't go by Welch, and Martinson over the back is going to pick up the foul as Lehman snuck in behind him, got the position, and Martinson will pick up the personal. Brian Martinson picks up his fourth. And now we'll have Lehman at the line. Mike Lehman's first trip to the line. He has 8 points, all coming in the third quarter. Lehman, free throw is short. Martinson gets the rebound. He gets it off to Hager. Hager getting pressure in the back court. Gets the pass to Martinson, almost stolen by Hardy. Gets it off to Miller for three. It's good. Marty Miller nails the three-pointer. His third. And we're back to a 10-point game. 65-55. Douglas will now slow things up. Pass comes on the far side for Todd Welch. He's double-teamed. Hager and Dyer. And Hager ties him up. Jump ball called. Glenrock will get it back. Arrow points their way. Nice defensive job by Jake Hager. Hager gets double-teamed, gets it off to Martinson, to Kopis at the top of the free throw line, cuts in the lane, throws up an air ball, saved on the baseline by Dyer, but it comes to Caskey. 2:50 left in the game, 10-point lead for the Bearcats, comes in the high post for Lehman. Back to Hardy, far side for Caskey. It's the Bearcats working clock. Caskey gets it off to Nathan Rolfe. Back to Todd Welch. Dyer comes up, and he'll pick up the personal, trying to reach in on Welch. So give Dyer his third, and Welch goes to the free throw line. And before we have the free throws, Glenrock Herders want a timeout. They trail at 65-55 with 2:38 left in the quarter, and we'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Proud to support Bearcat Sports, it's Boland's Food Market at 130 South 4th Street, your complete grocery store with quality meats and produce at reasonable prices. Boland's Food Market wishes the Bearcats the best of luck. And make McDonald's your breakfast stop. The 59-cent anytime menu includes sausage biscuit, short stack, or large coffee. The 59-cent anytime menu at McDonald's on West Yellowstone in Douglas.
Welcome back to Casper College. Leading scorers in the game, Marty Miller with 23 for Glenrock. Hager has 15. Nathan Rolfe with 19 for Douglas. Welch has 14, and Chris Caskey has 13. As we come back, off to Martinson, 15-footer, won't go, and the rebound pulled down by Caskey. Caskey gets it off to Hardy. Hardy jump pass to Lehman at the high post, near side for Rolfe. He'll try the long jumper, way off the mark. Welch can't corral the rebound, and Hager comes up with it. He's back the other way. They try to set the screen for him. Now it's off to Miller for three. It's short. Rebound underneath. We'll have another jump ball called as Martinson and Welch tie up for it. Douglas will get it this time. Rafferty checking into the lineup. He'll replace Jason Kopis as Glenrock going with the smallest, quickest lineup possible here. Inbounds comes to Rolfe in the backcourt. Pass up to Lehman, covered by Rafferty. Lehman gets it across midcourt now for Rolfe. Off to Hardy. Bad pass is loose. Welch comes up with it. He's double-teamed on the near sideline. Has it knocked loose from him. Another jump ball called. Caskey and Martinson tie it up. And on the arrow, it's pointing Glenrock's way this time. Coach Lehner is jumping up and down here on the sideline. He wanted the traveling violation. In any case, the Herders get the ball. Hager back the other way. A minute 35 left. Off to Miller. Fakes the three. Gets double-teamed. Oh, and he double dribbles. Well, they'll call it traveling. But in any case, the turnover, as the double team by the Bearcats that time, got Miller into trouble. 65-55 still our score. Hardy has it in the backcourt, working against Jake Hager. Gets across midcourt. Breaks away. Now he'll dribble back up top on the near side. Gets double teamed. Pass comes to Lehman. He gets triple teamed off to Hardy. Now to Cassie. Welch finds Cassie all alone underneath, and it's just Cassie gets the basket. Cassie with 8 points in the quarter. Back the other way, Dyer will try the long three-pointer. Banks it, no good. Martinson comes out with the rebound. He'll get it to Hager. He tries it from three, up and good. 67-58, but we're into the final minute. Glenrock needs to foul here, and it will be Marty Miller who collides with Rolfe, and they exchange flares that time. Things getting just a little bit heated as Glenrock's just a little bit frustrated here right now. Marty Miller picks it up, his fourth. Rolfe will be at the line. He'll get the 1-and-1 opportunity. Rolfe 10 of 13 from the line in the game. .47 seconds left. 9-point lead for Douglas. First one rims around and drops. It's good, so Rolfe will get another. Second one on the way. It bounces around, and that one drops. Hager, long pass down to Rafferty, long jumper on the way, rims around, then it drops in. Two-pointer by Drew Rafferty. Inbound comes to Hardy, and he'll be fouled by Dyer in the backcourt to stop the clock. That's 4 on Nate Dyer. That's about all Glenrock can do right now. 35 seconds left, 69-60. Bearcats lead it, and it will be Hardy at the line for the 1-and-1. John Hardy, 2 of 2 from the line in the game. He has 9 points. John Hardy, free throw up and good, so he'll get a second. So kind of looking like the Bearcats will move into the state championship game. And Glenrock looking like they'll play for third place against Powell. Second one by Hardy, up and good. Bearcats now showing the full court pressure here late in the game. Hager gets across midcourt. Gets it to Dyer for 3 over the backboard and out of bounds. And they'll have to chase it up onto the stage here. 26 seconds left. Bearcats lead at 71-60, but a good effort here by the Herders. They just shot so poorly in the game. Inbounds comes to Rolfe, and he'll be fouled once again. Either on Martinson or Miller, whoever picks it up will be done for the day, and they'll give it to Marty Miller. So Marty Miller fouls out of the game as the leading scorer for the Herders.
I'll call this point in the game. There's 24 seconds left for that 11-point ball game. I'm sure these fouls you're seeing are just out of pure frustration. These Glenrock kids come out and just play their hearts out. I've been so impressed with this team during the tournament. It's got to be a heartbreak to come out and play that intensity and see it slip out of your hands.
Nathan Rolfe at the line once again. First one good, so he'll get a second. Seems like he's spent the last 2 days at the free throw line, Nathan Rolfe. And he'll set for a second one here. It's on the way, and it's good. 14 of 17 from the line for Nathan Rolfe. Long pass comes up to Rafferty. He can't hang on to it. It goes out of bounds. Bearcats will get the ball back. Inbounds comes to Chris Caskey in the backcourt, and Rafferty comes up and fouls him. Pretty much academic right now. The lead at 13 points with 17 seconds left, and it will be Caskey at the free throw line.
Tom, we saw that the Star Valley team get up and head out of the gym during the last time out. I don't know how many exactly what the number is, but I'll tell you, Douglas and Star Valley have met each other at state tournament time and time again, and we ought to see a good game, some championship games tomorrow night against the Star Valley Braves and Douglas Bearcats.
Caskey hits the first free throw. He'll get one more. Bearcats have their other 4 players all at midcourt or further, and they're looking like pretty happy guys out there right now. as well they should. They've played awfully well in their 2 games, and they will move into the state championship game. Caskey misses the second free throw. Hager across midcourt after pulling down the rebound. He'll take it all the way, pull up from the baseline, no good. Dyer underneath gets the follow. Nate Dyer, 8 points. 3 seconds left. Inbound comes to Welch, off to Lehman. He'll try the long jumper and doesn't get it off in time. So our score, good effort by the Glenrock Herders and another great effort by the Douglas Bearcats. Herders look awfully dejected out there, and the Douglas Bearcats huddle at the free throw line, and they are going on to the state championship game. They will now meet at half court and shake hands as the Douglas Bearcats win it 74-62. They'll face Star Valley in the 3A state championship game tomorrow night at 6 p.m., while the Glenrock Herders will be playing for 3rd place tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock against Powell. Both of those games at the Casper Event Center. Will be back here to the Swede Erickson Gymnasium after we take this 60-second timeout.
Some more of your South Bearcat boosters include North Platte Physical Therapy at 1837 Medora in Douglas. Stop in and talk with Chuck Mangus about their complete physical therapy services and how they can help you. North Platte Physical Therapy, 358-9464. And Johnston Realty at 126 North 4th urges you to support the Bearcat athletic program whenever possible. Best wishes this season, Bearcats, from the friendly sign changers at Johnston Realty. Phone 358-3198. Rockwood's Carpet in Douglas carries a complete line of floor covering, carpets, vinyl, and ceramic at the lowest prices. Professional installation, too. The Rockwoods wish the Bearcats the best of luck. Plains Motor Supply is your Napa Auto Parts dealer, serving Douglas since 1948 with the best auto parts available. Plains Motor Supply at 109 South 1st Street, near the tracks in downtown Douglas, says good luck, Bearcats.
Welcome back to the Swede Erickson Gymnasium. Neither team has anything to be embarrassed about in this game. It was a well-played game. Really, the key to it was Glenrock just couldn't get the balls to go down. They had a cold shooting game. Finally picked it up a little bit in the 4th quarter as far as field goal shooting, but by then the Bearcats had moved the lead into double figures by the time that Glenrock warmed up. And the Bearcats win it 74-62. It was 11-7 at the end of the 1st quarter after Douglas had as much as a 7-point lead in that 1st quarter. Glenrock came back to tie it up in the 2nd quarter before Douglas, a late spurt right before halftime, gave them the 30-25 lead. As they went into intermission, Douglas slowly started pulling away in that 3rd quarter as they led it 47-38 after 3. And in that 4th quarter, Nathan Rolfe was 8 for 8 from the free throw line as the Bearcats hit some big free throws down the stretch and really picked up the intensity on the defense in that 4th quarter and built up the lead into double figures, led by as many as 15 points late in the game, and they win it by a score of 74-62. We're working on some final statistics here for you, and we'll have those shortly, but right now we'll send it back for this 2-minute timeout. 2-minute timeout.
M&G Oil Field Service in Glenrock proudly supports Herder Sports. M&G Oil is behind you all the way. Best of luck at the state basketball tournament. Power Resources. Highland Uranium Project, happy to support the Glenrock Herders. Power Resources, dedicated to living and working in Converse County for a better economy and a safe environment. Good luck, Herders. And Fitz Construction, for all your general contracting needs in Glenrock. Wishing the Glenrock Herder boys basketball team the best of luck at the state tournament.
Get great meals in a warm, friendly atmosphere at Fat Ed's Cafe, 11th and Richards, open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with daily specials. Treat the whole family to a great sit-down meal, or for a carry-out, call Fat Ed's, 358-6330. Michael Manor, offering 24-hour professional care. Michael Manor, small enough to offer a home-like atmosphere and able to give more special care. Michael Manor of Douglas, phone 358-3397.
Rely on Mentor Sand and Gravel, ready-mix concrete, and asphalt paving of Douglas for everything from a sidewalk to a road. Mentor Sand and Gravel in Douglas at 358-4482. Call your Culligan man, Dwayne Siepkin in Douglas at 358-2898. Water softening and conditioning equipment, service, sales, and supplies. Hey, Culligan man.
And Converse County Memorial Hospital, your hospital caring for your needs. Complete professional care and health and outpatient clinics. Converse County Memorial Hospital in Douglas.
Good luck, herders, from Glenrock Auto Parts, your Napa Auto Parts dealer. For quality Napa Auto Parts, see Glenrock Auto Parts, phone 436-9798, a proud supporter of the Glenrock Herders. The Four Aces Restaurant and Lounge, your center for fun in the center of town, with live music every Friday and Saturday night. The Four Aces Coffee Shop, Dining Room, and Lounge wish the Glenrock boys basketball team the best of luck at the state tournament.
Once again in this 3A state semifinal game, the Douglas Bearcats win and advance into the state championship game where they'll play Star Valley. The score, 74 for Douglas, 62 for the Glenrock Herders. As we quickly finish up our final statistics here, leading scorer for, first of all, we'll look at Glenrock. Marty Miller fouled out of the game and scored 23 points, but a tough shooting night for Marty Miller, really tough shooting night for the Herders overall. They were 24 of 74 from the field, so just over 30% from the field. Miller was 7 of 23 in the game, including 3 for 13 from three-point range, 6 of 7 from the line, 23 points for Marty Miller. Jake Hager got the tough defense from John Hardy tonight, but Hager still finishes with 18 points, including 7 in the fourth quarter as he tried to bring his team back. Hager was 7 of 18 from the field, 2 of 8 on three-point shots, and 2 for 2 from the line for 18 points for Jake Hager. 8 points off the bench for Nate Dyer. He was 4 of 9 from the field. Jason Kopis, a tough night from the field, 3 of 15 from the field for Kopis, as he got some good shots on some offensive rebounds, just couldn't get them to drop. He was 1 of 2 from the line. He finishes with 7 points. Martinson, 1 of 5 from the field for 2 points. Heron was 1 of 3 for 2 points. Drew Rafferty, 1 of 1 from the field. He had 2 points for Glenrock. For the Douglas Bearcats, they get 4 players in double figures, led by Nathan Rolfe with 22 points. Nathan, 4 of 11 from the field and 14 of 17 from the free throw line. 22 points for Nathan Rolfe. Chris Kasky, a good game for the Bearcats on both ends of the court. 6 of 12 from the field, 2 of 6 from the line, and 2 of 6 from three-point range, 2 for 4 from the line. 16 for Chris Kasky. Todd Welch finishes with 14. He was 6 of 13 from the field. He hit 1 of 5 three-pointers and was 1 of 4 from the free throw line. 14 points for Todd Welch. John Hardy hits double figures, 10 points for him, 3 of 7 from the field. He was 1 of 2 from three-point range, 4 of 4 from the line for 11 points for John Hardy. Mike Lehman finishes with 8 points, all in the third quarter, 4 of 9 from the field, 0 for 1 from the line. Tom Tomlin has 2 points, 1 of 2 from the field, 0 for 1 from the line. Chad Ballard played and did not score. Dave Philo played and did not score for the Douglas Bearcats. Overall, they shoot, 24 out of 43, 50, 60, 24 out of 60 from the field, and they were 4 of 15 from three-point range and hit 21 of 31 free throws tonight. Big key for the Bearcats, as Glenrock only got to the line 11 times. They were 9 of 11 from the line, and Glenrock 5 of 23 on three-point shots. They just didn't have the shooting percentage they need. They were just a little bit too cold, and they will play in the third-place game. And the Douglas Bearcats moving into the state championship game tonight. Coming up later on tonight, we'll be switching over to FM 99 for Lady Bearcat basketball, as we'll have the Wyoming Cowboys taking on Utah. That game should be starting with pregame in just over an hour here on KWIV in the WAC semifinals. So night full of basketball. And as I said, both teams should be proud of their effort here. It sounds like a real cliche to say this, but it's a shame either team could lose, because in the past 2 weeks, these teams have both played with so much heart. And if Glenrock could win that third-place game, that's still something to be awfully proud of for the Herders, taking third place. So they'll play Powell in the third-place game at 1, and the Douglas Bearcats move into the state championship game. They'll take on Star Valley tomorrow night, and the game will be at 6 p.m. And that about does it for Ace Halstead. This is Tom Stokes from Swede Erickson Gymnasium for For those of you joining us for Lady Bearcat basketball, we'll talk to you at 9:30, and right now we'll send things back to the station.